Hey, Good Vibes Wellness. It's Dan Lawrence here. You can see I'm in my home gym. I have a great kettlebell workout for you today. It's full body and it's gonna focus on strength and power. Don't worry if you don't have a kettlebell, you can do this with dumbbells as well. So grab your kettlebell and dumbbells and let's get warmed up. Starting with our wrists. Bring your hands together, prayer position. We're gonna press down to our abdomen. Feel the stretch in your wrists and forearms, and then bring your elbows together, come up into prayer. Back down one more time. I have an awesome workout for you today. I'm so excited, but we're gonna make sure that we're fully warmed up for it. Let's now flip the wrists. So we're gonna feel this on the back side of our wrist, press down to our belly, keep the elbows to shoulder height, and then feel the stretch there, hopefully on the back of your wrists and forearms. There you go. 3, 2, 1, shake it off. Let's reach back into a full arch and then round over together. This is a standing pull, warming up our spine now. Reach back, reach back, reach back, wiggle your fingers, and then round over. We're gonna be loading the spine today through some of this movement. And of course, there's muscles that help protect the spine, the spinal erectors, and then our core, our abs, hips, and low back. We want to get those ready. And we will have an opportunity to do that in our technique review. I'll explain more about that in just a sec. Let's reach up to the corners of the room, to the sides of the room, and then down to the corners below. So full rotation here. Allow your back heel to come off the ground and feel the stretch through your fingertips and down into your toes. Boom, all the way up to the side and down. So for our technique review, I'm going to review 2 of the kettlebell movements that are a little more technical and require our attention. That way we can really enjoy them when we do them in our workout. Good, let's bring it into our hips now. Hands at the hips. We're going to start little circles going to the right. We'll do one more and then we want to reverse it. Our hips do so much for us and they're going to drive a lot of this kettlebell movement today, especially in our swings. Good, let's go the opposite direction. We can make the circle a little bit wider. Maybe you need to widen your stance a bit. That's okay. And let's finish off going one more direction, or the other direction, I should say. We're gonna come down to the ground together for a shin box. So knees bent at 90 degrees, pointing over here to the right, and then we'll go to the left. Bring your hands behind you for some extra support. We're working internal, external hip rotation, trying to bring our knees all the way down to the ground. And if you're feeling confident in this movement, bring your hands away from the back and forward to help you balance as you do this unassisted. It's taken me a while to get here and you still see I've got a lot of work to do. All right, let's come up off the ground. Last movement here, jump twists. Our hips go one way, our torso goes the other. We're gonna get our heart rate up. So the workout today, we have strength movements, we have power movements, and then we're gonna link them together for an awesome flow at the end of the workout. Like I said, after this movement, we're gonna come into a technique review and review 2 of the exercises that require more attention. Knowledge is power, but in fitness, technique is power. Let's review together, starting with the dead clean. You wanna bring the bell right underneath your hips. But in fact, I think it's better if we start with a phrase. Hinge, rip, and zip. That's what I want you to remember while you're doing this movement. So let's get our hinge going before we grab the bell. Take your hands, put them into your hip crease and push back. You should feel a stretch down the back of your legs. We're diving over, our hands come to our shins, and then we stand up tall, drive your hips forward. From the side, push the hips back. There's a slight bend in the knees. I'm gliding my hands down to my shins, squeeze my glutes, push, and stand up straight. Good. Let's do it now loaded. So we'll grab our kettlebell, bring it to the outside of our left leg. We're gonna hinge and grab the bell as we come down and then stand up. Now it's loaded. So you should feel a little bit of a challenge in your core area here because we are preventing ourselves from tipping over with the bell, right? There needs to be some engagement here. Let's do it 2 on the other side. Lift and back down. This is getting us ready for our dead snatch, our dead clean. Our dead snatch is coming up too, so this is the dead clean. So we got the hinge going. Now let's get the rip. The rip is gonna be a pull, pulling the elbow back right here. We're gonna row, pull the elbow back, bring the weight to the inside of your hips, right alongside your inner thigh. So I want you to get 3 right there on the left and 3 on the right. Rip, rip. One more, good. Now we're gonna zip. So we're gonna put that together. Hinge, rip, and zip. Zip the bell up the body for the dead clean. 3, 2, 1. Pull the elbow back. And at the end, we just flick our wrist and catch the bell in our rack position. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Like that. Rack position, elbow just outside the ribs. Let's do 2 on this side. 1, 2, 3, go. Boom. 1, 2, 3, go. And down. We're gonna get an opportunity to do that again, so don't worry. And if you have a dumbbell, basically we'll pull from a hang position and just come to our clean. There's less of a wrist flick with the dumbbell. Let's move on now to our dead snatch. So we have our hinge already. For this one, I want you to remember hinge, rip, and punch. The bell is gonna be going overhead. So we have our hinge. We're gonna do a different rip now. Instead of the row, we're gonna do a high pull, and we will use the bell. So I want the bell set up just in front of you. We're gonna hinge over, maybe drop our hips a little bit lower to grab the horns. And what you wanna do here is push down into your feet, and we're going to stand up and drive our elbow back. It's like we're hitting somebody sneaking up behind us, you know, giving ourselves some distance from them. So let's try this again. We're gonna hinge, we're gonna rip, pop. Right there, that pop is extra, all right? So 3, 2, 1, go. I want you to do one more on this side, go. All right, let's try it on the other side. So the rip is fast. There's a sense of weightlessness at the top, and then you guide it back down. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, hinge, rip, pop, boom. Hinge, rip, pop. 2 more, hinge, rip, pop. 1 more, hinge, rip, pop. Good. So now we're gonna work our dead snatch. The only thing that's different is at the top, we're gonna punch to the ceiling. So at the weightless moment, we flick our wrist, we lock out our shoulder. Let's try it on this left side. 3, 2, 1, hinge, rip, punch. Up to the ceiling, guide it back down to rack and reset. 1 more, hinge, rip, punch. Back down. Other side, 2 on this side, hinge, rip, punch it. Down. 1 more, hinge, rip, punch. Back down. All right, this move is coming up. Both of those moves, you will see these in the circuit. Let's move on to our first strength circuit. It's gonna be on all one side. We're gonna be working first the split stance deadlift from the side here. I want you to bring your left leg forward, right leg is back. We're gonna grab the bell with our right arm, hinge, and then stand up. That's it, we're going for 40 seconds. Join me with your dumbbell or kettlebell. So here we have the bell. We're sending our butt back, keeping the weight really close to that front leg. You see my back heel is off the ground. There's a slight bend in my front knee, and the back knee is definitely bent. We're moving slowly through this. We're here for 40 seconds, and we're spending time with this more of a strength movement, right? So we're not moving quickly. We're not exerting force quickly, which is more power exercises, all right? 5 seconds. And in these 40-second intervals, maybe you're getting like anywhere from like 6 to 10 reps. All right, we're gonna stay on this same side and we're gonna row now. So you'll stay in the split position with me. We'll stay hinged over and then we're gonna pull. All right, so there's a rotation. The bell horns come horizontal to our front leg and we pull our elbow back. Let's do it for 40. Hinge and pull. Right, this is part of that rip move that we learned when we were doing the dead clean. Other hand is strong in front of you or out to the side to help you balance. As you're working here, make sure your shoulders are squared off. If we're starting to rotate in or out with the shoulder, we need to take a quick break, reset, come back down, and square ourselves again. Pull, pull. You got a couple more seconds here, and we'll stand up. Good. Next movement is our dead clean. We're gonna do it in a split stance position, same position. So we'll hinge, we'll rip, and we'll zip right up to our rack position and then guide it back down. Let's do it together for 40 seconds, starting off slowly so you can remind yourself of the movement. Hinge, rip, zip. We stand fully at attention, lock out the front leg, pop. Good. Hinge, rip, zip. Keeping the bell super close to the body. If the bell gets away from us, there's a chance that it's going to flop or land on our wrist. We don't want that. We want to protect this area. So keep it really close, pull the elbow back. That was too strong, Dan. I hit myself in the chest, but you get the idea. You want to keep it super close. One more, go. and down. Good, we're gonna do our dead snatch now. Hinge, rip, punch. Now, the only thing that's different is this back leg is gonna step forward for the full snatch. So we're in a bilateral, stable position at the top. Let's start it in our split. We got our right leg back, we're on our toes. Hinge, rip, punch. Guide it back down safely to rack, and then back down to the ground. I didn't step my foot forward, my back foot, so we're gonna do that now. Right there, boom. That's the foot pattern that I want you to practice because it's gonna be part of our flow. Let me show you from the front here. Here, pop, down, reset. Here, pop, reset. If you have the dumbbell, remember you're in a hang position or doing the same movement. Let's guide it back down. Hey, we did one whole side, 4 movements. Let's do the same on the other side, starting with our deadlift. We're gonna have our right leg forward, our left leg back, hinge, and then stand up. Grab your dumbbell, grab your kettlebell, let's go for 40. Hinge, boom, and stand. Down, touch the ground, stand back up. Simple movement. We need it because that was a power move that we did in our snatch. Maybe you're out of breath like me, you can hear me breathing. I need some time to recover. But this pattern is gonna be awesome when we get to put it all together. Maybe in your mind, you're already seeing the sequencing that's gonna happen. We'll get there. You got 5 seconds coming into our split row. 3, 2, 1. Shake it off. Go back into your split stance. Remember, we have our row where we stay low and we pull in. Rotation, handle comes vertical. We're just inside the leg here. There is a space right here, and that's where the bell is going. Let's do it for 40 seconds. Boom, pull. And you can see, or you can imagine with a dumbbell, if you're working at home with a dumbbell, this move is basically the same. There's not a lot you have to do. You don't have to come to the ground with the dumbbell. You'll just let it hang right here. With the kettlebell, we got more of an object to touch the ground, right? So if we can come all the way down a little bit lower. 10 seconds. Hand strong out to the side. Non-working hand can also be in rack. Let it go. Woo! Here comes our dead clean on this side. Hinge, rip, zip. Get it close. This is a challenging move. Stay with it. You may think it's impossible until you actually do it. And then you're gonna have that eureka moment. Hey, I just did an awesome kettlebell clean. Let's go down to the ground and do it. We're in our split position. Hinge, rip, zip. Stand up strong at attention. Hinge, rip, zip. So the kettlebell clean is a great move on its own, but you're gonna see that it's often used as a transition into other movements. And that's kind of what we'll use it for when we hit our flow at the end of the workout. Woo! Get it up, down, back. If you're nailing these, kudos to you, because I gotta tell you, when I started learning the clean many years ago, I had a lot of trouble with this movement. I was flopping all around, banging. It took some time, so don't worry, you'll get it eventually, all right? Let's move into our snatch. Hinge, rip, pop, or punch, and we'll step forward with our right leg. Hinge, rip, punch. We're in a stable position, both legs right underneath the hips. Our left leg steps back, and we glide the bell back down to start. Go. Power on. Our hips are driving forward as our leg is stepping forward. As we punch up, all that's happening at the same time. Hinge, rip, punch. So this is one of those power moves that I spoke about. It's important to continue to work power because it diminishes faster than our strength gains, especially as we age. Last rep, put it down. Hey, you did it. We're gonna move on now to some new exercises, starting with a squat. So you're gonna get the bell into your rack position on the right side, and then we're gonna sit down, elbows inside the knees. That's it, 40 seconds, let's do it together. Rip it up, zip it up, and squat. Now you're gonna stay here. You don't need to clean it again. This is one of my favorite moves, to be honest, because right away, I have to stay present and mindful in my body, because if I don't, I'm gonna start tipping over to this side. I'm gonna let my low back do the work, and it's really not designed for that. I gotta be tight in here and tight with my glutes to execute this move powerfully and strong. 3 seconds, 2, 1, put it down. We'll stay on this side for a push press. Getting the bell into rack, dipping and driving up. We're gonna do it together in 5 seconds. Shake out the tension and let's bring it back into the workout here. 2, 1. Get it into your rack position. Now we're gonna dip and punch. Catch the bell, dip, punch. Back down. Dip, punch. From the side, watch my heels. Dip, punch. My heels elevate a little bit to help me drive up. It's almost like I'm getting ready for a jump. Down. Dip, drive. Back down. Rest in rack position if you need to recover, and then get a couple more reps. Woo. Dip, drive, catch. Okay, good. Put the bell down. We're gonna go into a lateral lunge. So we'll have the bell in our rack position. We're gonna step out, same side as the bell, and then come back to standing. This other hand will be strong, helping us balance. Let's do it together. I'll show you from the front. Zip the bell up, rack position. Step to the right with me, and then stand up. Now, the range of motion is gonna be different for everybody here. I feel a little more confident in my hips today. I spent more time warming up before we started, so I feel like I can get a little lower, but that's not every day. You may need to feel like you can, this is where you need to stop, or maybe you can get even lower down on the ground, like that. That's challenging for me. You got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Put the bell down. All right, last movement in this sequence. It's gonna be a single arm swing. We're our arm distance from the bell. Hinge, rip, and drive. Hinge, hike and drive. And then we'll bring the bell back down. Do it with me, hinge. Drop your hips a little lower, grab the horns of the bell. We're gonna hike it and drive it up. And then it returns to the ground. Hike and drive. If you're using a dumbbell, keep going. We want the dumbbell on the outside of the body, not on the inside. That's just to protect this whole area, okay? Back down, hinge, hike, drive, return. Power on the hips, hinge, hike, drive. Glutes, drive forward, hinge, hike, drive. Good, 5 seconds. Go. Down, one more. Nice. We're gonna do all of that now on the left side. Okay, starting with the squat. Woo! This is where I need my towel. Remember, we're getting the bell into rack. We're sitting down, elbow inside the knees. Let's do it together on this side. Zip it up, elbow tight, wrist slightly rolled forward, sit down. Woo! Stand up. Slow it back down. Those swings took a lot out of us. Or I should say it took a lot out of me. You may be fine at home and saying, Dan, come on, keep up with me, right? 20 seconds. If you have a dumbbell, the dumbbell is gonna be just slightly in front of your shoulder as you work. 12 seconds. You can see I'm working out of the box. Maybe you're barefoot. I think kicking off your shoes is a good idea if you haven't already, because we grip with the ground. It helps send sensory information up into our feet and into our core. What's next? The push press. Zip it up, clean it, punch it up. Little drive, okay? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, get it up. Here we go. Dip, drive, lock out. Down to rack, you can catch it. Little dip there as well. And then punch, back down. From the side, dip, drive. Full lockout, dip, drive. Strong hand on the bell at all times. Sometimes I see a lot of this at the top. Hand is open. That openness is creating tension leakages through the arm and shoulder. We want to be solid, or what is the word, tight, the whole way. It's called hardstyle kettlebell training for a reason. It's because we're bringing maximum tension into the body to protect our joints. That's one of the reasons. All right, moving on, we have the lateral lunge. We'll stay on this side here, stepping out, coming back to center. Let me re-center myself and take a deep breath with you. 3, 2, 1, get it up. Step out now with the left, back to standing. Both toes pointed forward. Use this other hand to help counterbalance you as you push your hips back. Good. One of the reasons I like kettlebell training is because I got to stay mindful through the whole workout. It's not a type of training where you can just check out, because then you could hurt yourself, right? You got this cannonball swinging around. You have to stay present in your breath and in your body. 3, 2, 1, bring the bell back down. Rest for a second. Coming up next is our single arm swings. Step back from your bell. Send your hips back. Drop them down a little lower so you can grab the horns. Pull it close to you. We're gonna hike it behind us and then stand up. 3, 2, 1, go. And then back down. Reset. 3, 2, 1, go. Back down. This is it. This is the dead stop swing. We're working on power production in the first part of the swing. So we're not continuing the swing. We're coming down to the ground, starting from this dead position. Dead weight, 15 seconds, go. Breathe in, and down. 5 seconds, maybe you got 2 swings left. Last rep, and down. Nice job, all right. We're at that point where we're gonna start stringing things together for a flow. Do you remember the first moves that we did? Okay, what did we have to review? We had the split stance, deadlift. We had the row. We had the dead clean, and then we had the dead snatch. That's what we're gonna do now for a full minute, going from our right to our left side. Don't rush this, but try to stay with me and try to keep going for the full minute. Let's set up. Split stance. Right leg is back. Deadlift is first. Go back down. Pull in for the row. Dead clean. You're gonna step your foot forward. Dead snatch. Good. Reset. Switch sides. Deadlift is first. Go. Row. Dead clean. Dead snatch. Step forward and down. Reset. Step the right back. Deadlift. Row. Dead clean. Dead snatch all the way. Back down. Reset. Other side. Deadlift. Row. Dead clean. Oops. I stepped my foot forward extra there. Dead snatch. You got 13 seconds. Can we get one more side? Deadlift. Row. Clean. And here comes the snatch. Pop. Back down and reset. I don't have time to do the other side. Good work. All right, 45-second break. Now, we're gonna take our other set and put it together. What do we have? We have the squat, the push press, we have the lateral lunge, and then the swing. All right, that's what we're gonna be doing side to side for a full minute. Take a big deep breath in with me and let it out. Try to reset yourself. That was a lot of work, but we kept it going. All right, bring your best self here to this one. Let's start on the left, since we didn't get the left side there on that last set through. We'll start on the left with a clean into our squat. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Follow along with me. Here we go. Squat, stand up, push press, dip and drive. Back to rack, lateral lunge, same side. Here comes the swing. Hike it behind you and drive it up, down to the ground. Pull the bell in, reset. Here comes the clean. There we go, sit down. Push press, back to rack, lateral lunge, right side. Swing, back down to the ground. Pull it in, reset. Here comes the squat. Down, push press, lateral lunge, swing coming up. Stay wide here in your stance. Back down. We got time for one more on this side. Squat. Push press. Dip and drive. Back to rack. Lateral lunge. Here comes the swing. Hike. Drive. Woo! And bring it down. Shake it off. Yes. Good work. All right, we got one more to do. Woo! We're gonna put this all together now. We're gonna put all the moves together. Do you remember? All right, starting with our split position, we'll be on the right. I'm gonna do it for you, watch me. We got the deadlift. Here comes the row. Zip, here comes the snatch. Boom. Perfect position, we're gonna drag it back down. Squat, push press, lateral lunge, swing. All right, that was all the moves we just did. All that we learned, we're putting it together, going for a full minute. Maybe we'll do 2 on each side. There are a lot of moves here. We only have a minute, but we're gonna start on the right again in that split stance position. So left leg forward, right leg back, join me. Dead lift is coming up first. 3, 2, 1, go. Dead lift. Here comes the row. Dead clean. Dead snatch. Step that back leg forward. Pop. Bring it down to rack. Here comes the squat. Woo, stand up, push press. We got our lateral lunge and our swing, go. Back down. Here we go, other side. Deadlift, row, dead clean, dead snatch coming up, woo. Down, here comes the squat. Push press, lateral lunge coming your way to the left. And then our swing, go. Can we do one more side or 2 more sides? Let's try it. Deadlift, row, dead clean, dead snatch, squat, push press, woo, lateral lunge, and swing. Go, woo, and bring it down. Oh, we didn't get full sides. That's okay. You did great. Let's cool down now. That was a lot of work. I'm out of breath. We're gonna come to our back. Lie down. And start with a lying lumbar stretch. Bring your knee left side across your body and breathe. Let's go to the other side. Feet are long. Other side, stretch across. We'll get your opposite arm, right arm. Nice. I want you to sit up with me. Come to a butterfly stretch. All right, feet are closed. Press the elbows into the knees. Woo, stretch your inner thigh, sit tall. Oh, that was fun. I love putting moves together like that. That could be a whole workout, just that last part. Maybe doing them on the minute, one side on the minute. You rest for a certain amount of time. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's go into a child's pose. So kick your feet back. Woo, I'm sweating. All right, down. Feel your low back expand. Take some big deep breaths. Try to fill up that area in the back and the ribs. We're gonna push into a downward dog in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your toes come down. Press through your heels. I want you to pedal out the heels. Neck is nice and loose. You can even shake it side to side as you pedal. We're gonna move into an upward dog. So we'll drop our hips down to the ground. Here we go. 5, come to plank position. Drop your hips. Shoulders are back. And I want you to allow your feet to come kind of side to side. And we're gonna do what's called a pry as we bring one side of our hips down to the mat at a time. Trying to drop or sink our hips even lower every time we go. Woo. Come back to your toes. We're gonna go back into our downward dog and start to walk your hands to your feet. Stay low, let yourself kind of hang over and sway side to side. And then from here, you're gonna slowly roll up, linking the spine, let your head be long. Let the sweat drip off your body. You can open your eyes if you had them closed. Stand up tall. Hopefully you feel taller. I do as I sweat, as the water drips off of me. Great work today. That was a fun one. Did you connect all the movements? Did you stay present in your body? Remember, you can always come back to these exercises, especially movements like the dead clean and the dead snatch. We don't want to lose sight of power training. That diminishes faster than our strength gains. So keep some power moves in your back pocket for your workouts. Again, I'm Dan Lawrence. Hope you had a great time today. I'll see you next time on Good Vibes Wellness.